Make a Path presents Let's Talk. Alright guys, I thought this was actually a really good episode. And I tell you what, I know last week I told you guys something just felt missing for me. And with a lot going on with the channel and The Walking Dead, the season finale ending, I've been so busy I haven't had time to go in deep with the comments section, but I did breeze over a few of the comments, and I noticed there was a good deal of people who said for them it was like something was missing as well. One person said something that really struck me. Where is this going? For them, that's what they felt like, where is this going? And for me, it was very similar to what I feel is missing, because you get a lead, and it's like he's always going for a goal, and I just could not connect with that goal. You know, with Saul, it could be a bunch of different things. Plus, we already have this perspective of who Saul is before he's Jimmy. You know what I mean? To tell you the truth, initially I thought he was trying to hustle the system from the gate. But you know what? I don't want to get into that because that actually connects with this episode, and we're going to talk about it very shortly. So let's talk Better Call Saul, Episode 9, Season 1. Now guys, let's go right back to what I was talking about actually. I don't want to wait until the end. Let's jump right into it. Last week my prediction was that I was thinking his brother would just kind of give the case over to Dick Lawyer, you know? The reveal was the Dick Lawyer this whole time has been Jimmy's brother. Chuck is Dick Lawyer. The other lawyer was just Dick Lawyer's puppet lawyer. You see what I'm saying? So it was a switcheroo on us. Unless the other lawyer is an asshole too, but right now he's just a puppet, and Jimmy's brother is the one pulling the strings. And Kim, who I thought would also betray Saul, it was actually refreshing to find out that she went there to try to make Saul take the deal so he wouldn't find out that his brother was the true Dick Lawyer. I like the fact that they can keep their relationship and it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to have friction. Now we got Saul and his brother's relationship's going to have a lot of friction from this point on, unless there's a, you know, quick forgiveness there, but I don't see that coming anytime soon, especially not with the predictions, or the previews, I should say, we've seen for the next episode. But I like this episode. I like where it went. I like how we got a peek in with Mike. I like we saw Nacho again. That was pretty cool. But when we do see Nacho again, and Mike was showing some of his badassery inside that car garage, and you gotta love those scenes. They're written very well, and Jonathan Banks, the actor playing Mike, does a tremendous job with this character, you know? There was two small complaints, two issues I had. One is with the editing. A lot of times in fight scenes nowadays, maybe even back then, I don't know, but I notice it more today, they'll take out a fraction of a second or whatever they do when someone goes to punch. It was clearly edited to make it look like that. I think they just cut out way too much to make him seem way too fast at that point. It was just, I don't know, it took me out of the moment. The other issue was with, and this is nitpicking, but the other issue was Mike did his homework on Nacho, and he was explaining to the other guy, well, I did my homework, that's what you gotta do, and I knew not to bring a gun, and I knew this and that and this and that. And I know it shows Mike is a badass, and he knows what he's doing, but my question is, if Mike, an outsider, was able to do his homework on these people and find out these things, then how did, and I'm assuming it's Tuco, how did Nacho's boss, Tuco, not get wind of the deal going down? Because that's the whole idea. That's why Mike didn't need a gun. You know, that's what I got from it anyhow. He knew Nacho was not going to pull no shit. Nacho was not gonna, whatever. He knew that Nacho wasn't going to pull any shit, so he didn't bring a gun. My question is, how did he do that homework? I mean, there must have been some off-screen stuff with the veterinarian. Must have leaked some information, because if you take Mike and you're like, okay, you're going to meet in this parking garage and no one gives you any other information, you could be meeting anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have any other information other than that, I don't know how he did his homework. Again, unless some information was leaked, then he could do his homework. Again, that's nitpicking. I talk way too much on that topic alone. I'm going to keep it moving. The Mike scene, absolutely awesome. Editing and small nitpicking with doing the homework, showing how he's extra prepared for his job. I do like that, and I probably shouldn't be nitpicking it so much. Again, I love peeking in on Mike. Love it. It's always fantastic. Now back to Saul. I think part of me actually really feels like this should have been an episode 6, episode 5, and move right into the heavy stuff towards episode 10, you know? I get a better idea, believe it or not. And it's funny that I was just bitching about something missing a week earlier, because this week definitely brought me in a little more. I don't know if it did that for anybody else, especially people last week who were talking to me about something to them is missing, but to me it brought me in a little bit more. Just that scene with Jimmy and his brother Chuck talking in his house, and Chuck finally tells him, "You're not a real lawyer, you cut corners, I dedicated my life to this." Now you get an idea, and here's the kicker. He adds to this. He says, "You're slipping, Jimmy. You know, the law is sacred, people are going to get hurt." And this is the best part, because from the previews of what's going to come, and from our knowledge of Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad, how ironic is it that the thing that Chuck was so worried about, and the thing that he was trying to protect the world and Jimmy from, right, is what Chuck just created. You know? Chuck's betrayal was to keep the Saul Goodman character from ever existing. The slippin' Jimmy with a law degree, he said, is like a chimp with a machine gun. You know? To Chuck, slippin' Jimmy with a law degree is Saul Goodman. Chuck has that fear that that's what it's going to become. And how ironic is that fear of what Jimmy with a law degree's outcome is going to form later on, soon, later, but whenever, that was what motivated him to backstab Jimmy with this deal. You know what I mean? And prior to this, because now we know Chuck was the one who told Jimmy he couldn't be a lawyer there. And I was wrong. I thought they fired him out of the mailroom, but that's not what it was. It was, apparently it was becoming a lawyer, you know, in HHM. Yeah, it's HHM, isn't it? With this episode, I can say that my interest has peaked a little more, and I'm really looking forward to the season finale, but I'm more looking forward to season 2. I feel like the season finale is going to give us that connection that I was talking about, that I felt like it was missing. I feel like the season finale is going to give us that, and season 2 is going to really heat up. And I'm not talking about action every moment. You can have slow burn all day long. I am absolutely fine with slow burn. It just feels like you're watching a character in his day-to-day routine. I want to know what prize, what goal he's going after, so I can root for him, you know, essentially. But again, this episode did a lot for my interest and my connection with the character, with the show. I actually enjoyed this episode a lot more than the previous few, and I am looking forward more and more to the season finale. So, I am curious about two things. I'm curious overall, what did you guys think about this episode specifically? But again, the other people who commented that something was missing for them, did this episode help you at all? Because it helped me somewhat. I'm not going to say it cured me, you know, because it didn't. That's a lie. But it definitely piqued my interest levels a little bit more. So, that's enough rambling for me. And guys, if you have read up on, 10 things you missed, or 5 things connected to Breaking Bad, 10 Easter eggs, any articles like that, go ahead and put links or information down in the comments section. I would love to check it out. I'm going to go ahead and research some myself. I might even do a couple videos down the line. I have some ideas set aside for videos about that, But if you guys read something interesting with this episode specifically, or something we didn't cover in the past, feel free to put those in the comment section below as well. Alright, I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.